Society values looks over everything. Society values looks and physical appearance the most. And that is obviously the most true thing that I ever said. That is the reality of the reality that we live in. Everything is based on looks. Everything is based on you, right? You as how you look. Think about it. All the negative or positive labels we have or give to each other are just based on how they look. So let me give you an example. Let's say that a guy or a woman is smart, but they are ugly or they are unattractive. Well, guess what they will be labeled as? Anxious overthinker. Or let me give you another example. Let's say that a guy or a woman is stupid, but they are highly attractive. Well, guess what they will be labeled as? They will be labeled as, let's say, funny or charismatic or confident, right? Or we will even say bold or brave or those types of labels. So you see how the physical appearance is different, yet the character is the same or even inverted. Yet the logic of the labels change completely. Let me give you another example. So let's say that a guy or a woman is autistic, but they're very attractive. Well, guess what they will be labeled as? Different or special or unique or mysterious, right? These types of labels apply for an attractive people. But someone who's autistic and ugly, well, guess what happens? If they are, let's say, autistic and they're ugly, well, they're gonna be labeled as weird or creepy or wrong or disgusting or sick or mentally ill or disordered, right? So it's as if even psychiatry has this bias where it attaches certain labels and diagnoses to people who are just worse or better looking. But in reality, the same label has a completely different meaning. The same diagnosis, the same sort of label or name, right? Or a diagnosis has a completely different meaning depending on the looks, right? Depending on how you look. Now, of course, being smart is obviously better than being stupid, but again, it's not always the case. That's not always how it works, because sometimes these labels don't exist because they're inherently good or bad. Sometimes those labels exist simply because physical appearances created those labels. Because think about it, the word stupid never came because a Chad existed. The word stupid came because some fucking caveman was so fucking ugly, and then he forgot to complete a task correctly, and then some his family member got angry at him and called him stupid, and that's how the word stupid was created, most likely. Everything is just based on looks. All the labels are just based on how you look. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think this is the reality. All labels are simply bad or good because of the way you look. Because if you're attractive, all these labels become positive instead of negative. And if you're unattractive, even all the positive labels, because the word positive only applies to Chads or sub-5s, or the way you look, just in general, the way you look, it will vary, how people label you and whether those labels mean good or bad. But the point is that, yeah, these labels, have a relativistic meaning. They have a relativistic meaning attached to you. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know from what you think.